Hello, Dashley everyone. Okay, this is actually an English version of my video, and for the Mandarin speakers, you might want to check out my other video that is recorded in Mandarin, okay? 大家好，这个视频呢是用英文录制的。如果你是说中文的话呢，你可以去查看我另外一个视频用中文录制的那个视频，好吗？谢谢。Okay, so the topic today is mind and emotion. Okay, so when we talk about emotion, what is emotion? How does it come about, and can we change it? Yeah, so this is something that I will be sharing with all of you today, all right? So, if you look at a baby, a newborn baby, maybe 1 or 2 months old, even 3 months old baby, when a baby is hungry and let's say the mother actually gives the baby milk 5 or 10 minutes later, maybe the mother was busy. So after the mother gives the baby milk, the baby will just be happily drinking, and after that the baby will either fall asleep very blissfully, or he will be just very happy playing and smiling and all, right? So from this we can see that the baby does not bear hatred. The baby does not judge. The baby has a need. The baby cries for that because the baby is hungry, and when the need is being met, then the baby is just simply happy. There is no such thing whereby, I'm not going to drink it because you are late, because you give me my milk late. There is no such thing from a baby, or, after drinking the milk and the baby is just, still angry. There is no such thing, right? The baby is just simply very content that his needs are being met, and that, he's just very content and happy with that. And having said that, that's how we all started, isn't it? Because we were all babies before, and that's how we all started, isn't it? All right. So then, but as time goes by, as we mature and as our cognitive development starts to progress, and under the influence of the external factor like the environmental issue, the upbringing, our experience, our social life, and then all this different kind of factor, and also our education, and all these things comes together. So then after which, under the influence of the external factor, then we sort of start to take mold. We start to develop this certain character, this certain personality, and then we start to form perception, right? Because the emotion arises based on as like a reaction towards an external factor. There must be something that is triggering us. Otherwise, there will not be an emotion that just arises for nothing, right? You will not be happy and sitting and just laughing if there's nothing that is funny that is going on outside or, processing within your thoughts, right? It has to be depending on something else for that emotion to rise. And that emotion arises through our perception. Whatever the emotion arises within us is solely based on our perception. Like how do I say? Whatever that you might find annoyed might not necessarily be something that I find annoying. And likewise, whatever that you think is funny and nice or happy, and when I look at it or when I hear that joke, I might not think it's funny. Right? Because this is all due to our own perception. So our thought process, and after which, then, the perception. Right? So, having said all that, you see, what we started, this baby, of this, nature that is so pure and just simply so loving and happy, this nature of ours. I would use this as an example. So for example, if I just put it in here, then as we grow, the environment, our experience, our education, our upbringing, and our social life, the society, then we start to take mold. But does it mean that our nature is missing? It's no longer there? No. it is still very much there. It's just that we do not have direct access to it anymore after being molded by the external factor. So then that brings us to the next question. Why? Why do we want to access it? Why do we want to access this? Because we all want to be happy, isn't it? Because we are all in the pursuit of happiness. We all want to be happy, right? Now, if you notice something about emotion, is that we tend to, in general, give an immediate recognition to a positive emotion and a slightly delayed recognition for the negative emotion. Meaning that when it's something that is happy, like contentment, all these are the positive emotion, we give an immediate recognition to that. We are able to give an immediate recognition to that. However, when it comes to negative emotions like anger, hatred, jealousy, etc., those are actually delayed. We are only able to recognize it at a delayed speed. Okay, let me give you an example. For example, when two persons are fighting, this person says something and this person get mad, yep, and then we'll yap back. So this one say more and this one say more, and then it's like the fire boiling and it just go over the top. So in this context, that when two persons are fighting, they are not recognizing that they are actually angry. Their brain is functioning so fast to an extent whereby, oh, yeah, you say this, I'm going to quickly process and I'm going to throw back something else at you, and you say this, so it becomes a he said, she said situation, right? It is only after when the fight is over, then you will go, oh, I'm so angry. Or when you talk to someone, like your friend, you say, oh, I'm so mad at this so and so, So then it is actually delayed that you will say, oh, I'm so pissed at this person. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I hate this person. It is actually delayed. However, when somebody is doing something nice to you or surprise you maybe with, a cake or, something very thoughtful, immediately people say, oh, that's so nice of you. Oh, I'm so happy. You make me so happy today. Thank you so much for doing that. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so happy. Thank you. So this is what I meant by an immediate recognition. When somebody is behaving in a manner that is very positive and warm-heartedness, being very thoughtful, and then when you as a person who is receiving it, you will be touched by that and immediately give recognition to that. Oh, I'm so happy, and then it still lingers after that, right? But then when it comes to the negative emotion, like I explained earlier, it only kicks in, I'm so mad. After the argument, then it comes out. Whereas for a positive emotion, it comes out immediately. I'm so happy. There's an immediate recognition to that. Why? You ever wonder why? Because that is our innate nature. We started off that way. We were not born to hate. We were not born to judge. We were not born to be jealous. We were not born angry, but we were born happy. We were born content. We were born, with all this thing, and, we are being exposed to warm-heartedness, compassionate, right? So that is how we actually came about. This is us, our innate self, right? Our nature, our innate nature, right? So therefore, we will be able to recognize that and give an immediate recognition to that versus the other one, because the other one, the negative emotion, is sort of being cultivated, and we take mold of that under the influence of external factor. Now then, how do we access it? How? See, for something that is already being locked up, right? That's being locked up. In order to access it, we must unlock it in order to access it, isn't it? So how do we unlock something? You must first recognize what lock that is. Is it a lock that requires a code, or is it a lock that requires a key, right? First, you must recognize the type of lock. After which, then you analyze the lock. Is it this key? Is it this kind of key? Or maybe it's a smaller key? Then until you find the right key, you insert it, it opens up, right? So it's the same thing that if we want to access this, we must first unlock, right? And in order to unlock, we must know what. We must first recognize what is locking this up, right? What is locking this up? And then analyze it, after which then we apply the right antidote towards that. Then would it be able to open, and then you'll be able to access that. You see, for example, when you are sick, you're very sick and you go and see a doctor. Doctor, I'm so sick. Doctor say, why are you sick? The doctor cannot be bothered to, to check more, and just said, okay, I give you some Panadol, I give you some painkiller, and you can just go back home. 3 days later, you're still sick, maybe even sicker. Why? Because the doctor never gives you the right medicine, isn't it? He gives you some Panadol. Maybe you have a cough. Maybe you have allergy. Maybe you have a flu. But the painkiller is not going to do the job. So you must have the right medicine in order to cure the illness. In order to give you the right medicine, he must know first what kind of sickness you have. Then give the right antidote, and then after that you will be well. Right? So in order for us to access to this, we must first recognize what is closing it. Yeah? What is blocking it? We recognize it, we analyze it, then we put the right antidote for that, then would we be able to open it. So how do we do that? So let me give you an example. 21st century, most common problem, relationship things. Yeah, I'll just give you an example from that. For example, a lady, yeah, she speaks with a lot of arrogance, yeah, and said, I don't care, whatever my boyfriend wants to do, he can go do, I don't care. Yeah, maybe she speaks like that. They'd be like wondering why is she, with so much arrogance that she talk about that. Then upon investigation, then we realize, oh, because she's angry, But they will say, I'm not angry, I don't care, I just don't care, I'm not angry. Oh, most of the time they are, right? So then, so her arrogance is caused by her anger, okay? And then her anger, then why is she angry? Why? Then you probe further and investigate further. Maybe because the boy is a very friendly person. He likes to, chat with everyone, and he was just chatting with another female. Nah, she's jealous, right? So she's jealous that her boyfriend is chatting with another female. Therefore, she's angry, and therefore she's behaving with such arrogance and says, I don't care. This ego thing, I don't care, I'm not hurt, I'm not angry, right? So then if we move from arrogance to anger, okay, behind this arrogance is because she's angry, and behind this anger is because she's jealous. And can we go furthermore? Can we analyze even deeper? Yes, we can. What causes jealousy? Insecurity, because she's not sure, she's not confident of herself, she's not confident of the relationship, she's not confident of her boyfriend. So this insecurity is what causes everything, because she's not sure of herself, she's not confident in a relationship. Therefore, when she sees her boyfriend chatting with another female, then she gets jealous. After she gets jealous, then anger arises. He's still doing that, and then after that I don't care, right? So you see, it's actually a multi-layer. With whatever that is here as a surface, we can actually move back. Yeah. So then this is what I call the analyzation process. Okay. You analyze, you backtrack and you backtrack and you backtrack and you backtrack until you find the root cause of what is causing you to behave this way. Okay. Then what is the antidote for that? What is the antidote for this lack of confidence, then that will be compassion. Yeah, because when somebody is compassionate, the heart is actually open. When somebody has, is compassionate, along comes with, thoughtfulness, warm-heartedness, etc. Then the lady will feel like, oh, okay, I can understand that from his point of view, he is just being, his natural self, being very friendly and just chatting with them. Doesn't matter if it's female or male, he just enjoy, making friends. So then it's okay, right? Being able to think in someone else's shoe. So then that will, in a way, brings confidence, right? So then that is the antidote for that. Now then, how do we apply that into our practice? Like, for example, when we want to do this analyzation, or like when we are driving, when we are walking, we think, oh, why was I so angry just now? Yeah, why? Then you start to think and think and think and think. And then, okay, you kind of sort of found the answer, the root cause of that. Then after which you put it into practice, your meditation practice. So first through analytical meditation, and then after which you apply single-pointedness meditation to that. That meaning what? It means that when you are doing the meditation, it's the same thought process. Okay, you were analyzing, you know that you were mad and it's because of this, up to a point whereby you know the root cause. And then what's the antidote for that? So if the antidote for that is, for our use, the previous example is compassion, then how do we give rise to compassion? There are stages on how we can do that through meditation, right? So then you analyze it, how do we give rise to compassion, after which to a point whereby you cannot analyze it further on how to give rise to compassion. It's like a stick. We break it until we can't break it anymore. Then we apply single-pointedness meditation to that. You hold on to that thought, all right, and then you meditate upon it. Yeah, so then this is how we can actually incorporate it into our practice, and this, in a way, then it will slowly transform the mind. The mind will then be transformed. With the mind being transformed, meaning that our perception will be transformed. And when our perception is being transformed, our reaction to the external factor will then also be different. Right? Because remember what I said earlier. However we react is based upon our perception. Like, whatever that makes me mad might not necessarily make you mad. Whatever that makes me happy might not necessarily make you happy. It is all in a matter of perception, which is our mind, which is what our mind is made up of, thoughts, perception. Yeah? So then, with the transformation of our mind, our perception will be altered as well. With our perception altered, our reaction towards whatever that is happening on the external will also be different. It can still be the same person saying the same nonsense to you. You will probably not reply or react the same way you did before the practice. Yeah? So then this practice is actually to help create awareness. So then the next time when an emotion arises, I will not touch the positive emotion. Yeah, otherwise this video is going to be very lengthy. I will just focus on the negative emotion. So when a negative emotion arises within you, then because you have already been through the steps of procedure of analyzing it, then your mind will start to be sharper. As the more you practice, you will start to see, this negative emotion that is arising within you. You will say, oh, I'm feeling angry now. You will actually start to notice, just like how we recognize happiness. Oh, I'm so happy. Then same thing, when you start to do this practice, when you start to be very angry, you go, oh, now I'm angry. You will start recognizing it at a faster speed. Yeah. So now that you are able to be sharper, now that you can see all this emotion arising, then when you are going through the practice of analyzing, I have to stress that we have to be very honest with ourselves and very truthful with ourselves. Because when we are analyzing ourselves, it's like us standing in front of the mirror, trying to find every little bits. It's like when you look in front of the mirror and you want to find out where is your mole, where's your birthmark. And if you stand in front of the mirror fully clothed, you're not going to be able to see where your birthmark exactly are, or how many you have, how many moles, how many scratches, how many scars, right? Unless you stand in front of the mirror naked, then would you be able to see everything, isn't it? So therefore, when we are putting this into practice, when we are analyzing ourselves, we should not be in any form of denial, as in like, let's say, for example, going through the analyzation of, of arrogance because of anger, and then anger, and it goes jealousy. Then, you just feel, no, I'm not jealous. I'm not the jealousy type. No, that's not me. See, if there is a little bit of a denial in there, that is going to obstruct you from going further until you can find a root cause. Hence, after that, applying the antidote. Yeah. So when we are doing this analyzing process, we have to be very truthful and very honest with ourselves. Yeah. So then moving forward, I want to add that, the mind is just like a diamond. A diamond is multifaceted. It's cut in many different angles in order to bring out the absolute brilliance of the diamond, isn't it? Therefore, our mind is exactly the same thing. It's multifaceted. It's multi-layer. Why am I saying this? Because I want to bring an awareness that when we are doing this practice, we should never at any point reject this negative emotion. Yeah, we may recognize it and then we work around it, but we should never ever refute it or have the thought that you want to eliminate that. Because the thought of wanting to eliminate something, the thought of refuting something, the thought of rejecting something, there is a slight pinch of hatred behind it. Yeah? There is a slight pinch of hatred. Therefore, when you are trying to eliminate this negative emotion of anger, you are at the same time planting the seed of hatred. Right? Therefore, we have to be very careful. As we are moving forward, we should move forward steadily, patiently, warm-heartedly, compassionately, while at the same time being very careful, looking left, right, and at the back to make sure that we are not planting any seeds unknowingly. Okay? Of course, during our practice, not every time it's going to be very smooth and that, we will be able to handle the situation. So what should we do? There's this saying in English is that if you've got nothing better to say, don't say anything. Just in order to not regret it, don't say it unless you're very sure. Right? So therefore, when you are being caught in a situation whereby you know that an emotion wants to come out, but at the same time you can recognize that, that is actually anger or whatsoever, take a step back and watch. Take a step back and just watch and just analyze the situation. Yeah? Be like a wood. Don't speak, don't move, don't retaliate, don't react. It's just watching and processing. So that is my advice, that if you are in any time, in any situation, don't analyze that person. Don't analyze that external factor. Oh, he is saying this, he's saying it. At that time, analyze inward. Don't point it outward. Keep the finger this way still, always. Analyze it here. I'm feeling angry now. Why? Move a step back and analyze it. So after having said all that, I have come to the end of my sharing, and I sincerely hope and wish that everyone will have a fruitful and meaningful practice through a warm-hearted and patient heart. Okay? All right, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Thank you. Bye.